President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine Kyeyasubiza General Museveni kimaze nno nekitukira olwaleero bulijjo balowooza byamanyi weno Kyagulanyi ono musajja si mwangu ate ebintu bye abanga yabibala maaso ebbanga gamanyi ekigenda okwabikira kati nno kyabise kiri eno ebintu byasobye tusooke tulabe akatambi kano omanye nti people power is our power bwebanga egambye ngesazeewo eba esazeewo ate wakyali kudda mabega General Museveni ananyumizaako abajjwa n'abazzukulu nti Uganda yanjokya.
Okay, we have people power, we have NUP. It was my thought that people power should have formed structures. Okay, because people power is not a political entity. And then after people power forming structures, then we would have, based on those structures, to also form the political party structures, so that you have two entities that can hold each other accountable. In my opinion, if you have two entities that are leadership, you have more. You don't have less. It's not a negative, it is a positive. So sometimes we are caught up into being kind of guided by a political structure that is under a dictatorship. So it kind of slows us down. But if we had all of us as Ugandans all over the world and within Uganda as people power, formed those structures, and then from those structures we also formed the political parties. Because I mean, there are still other political parties. We can't just say it's only one political party. No, it's there are others. Okay, so if we can get to a point where we can do that, it is going to be more formidable. Okay, and then many other people will also feel a sense of belonging and guidance, you know, within people power, and then these other political parties, NUP being the, you know, right now the most formidable. It would be for us more easier to navigate some of these bottlenecks that we are facing. And then that's just what I saw and has always been my opinion. And then lastly, I feel like there's so much that is going on, and it's up to us to pick what is really what is going to continue driving the fact that we are cheated off the election. We elected a president as Ugandans, we decided, and then a group of people hijacked it and said, what are you going to do as Ugandans? There's nothing you can do, okay? That's where our anger also begins. One, that we went through the democratic processes, we are still demanding our victory, and we know the president that was elected was Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Amidst everything else and the chaos and then the diversions, we still have to hammer that home, okay? Even as we demand the Ugandans who have been slaughtered by the dictator Museveni to be accounted for, the people who are in prison without any cause, just because they are wearing a political party beret, have to be accounted for. All these are very essential. But again, we are a democracy. We elected a president. And all these friends of dictators, we still have to call them out. If Museveni goes to the ICC and meets a prosecutor, and they are standing and smiling over the graves of Ugandans who have been slaughtered, over the blood that has been spilled on the streets, we call him out as a friend of a dictator. But as we do that, we also call out the fact that these people hijacked the elections, they killed people at the barrel of the gun, the Ugandans, and they took our victory. We still have to remember that things have to be synonymous. Sometimes we go on to something which is big and relevant, but we kind of forget and overshadow where our victory is. We still want our victory. So yeah, that's what was on my mind. Let me just hold it for now so that others have a chance to discuss. Maybe I'll come back later. Thank you so much, Dorcas, and I'm encouraged. I saw you on the street and I saw you very zealous. I said, yes, we need more commanders on ground like you. God bless you so much. I think we lost your voice. Did we lose
yeah, sorry. Speaking to a muted mic. Thanks for prompting me. Yeah, I was saying thank you and bless you too. It was really a last minute campaign or protest. So hopefully next one we should get as many people join the protest as possible. It was I saw them the day before, so and then decided to take some time to go join them. Yeah, the climate activists. Thank you. Thanks for that, for your submission. Yes, comrades, what's on your mind? Mr. Lukwago, there you go. Please unmute and speak to us. Comrades, what's up with this? One of the co-hosts, if you could help unmute Mr. Lukwago. Thank you. My mic is, my mouse is misbehaving. Can someone unmute? Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Loud and
Hey,
clear.
how are you?
Political business. Good to see you.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
Talking politics with someone.
I hope you have earphones because we don't want to cause you trouble.
Yes, I have earphones. So,
okay.
What is the topic of discussion? Because the political atmosphere is so tense.
What is happening? Tell us.
Mpuga is making rounds everywhere. They have deployed the NRM accomplices to defend him. That one we know. All along, we've been talking about Mpuga, something that took someone all the way the new leader chapter in USA to call in the CBS news bulletin defending Mr. Mpuga. But today I'm happy that Honorable Kyagulanyi saw the need to publicly scrutinize and punish Honorable Mathias Mpuga. Okay? Because we are tired of gagging us, putting a gag on us whenever we point out mistakes of some political key players, more so on opposition. Okay? For me, I happened to know Mr. Mpuga's treacherous acts way back in Walk to Work. And the day Bobi Wine made him leader of opposition, I always posted about that. He was the coordinator of Walk to Work by then. That was led by many forces of change, specifically Dr. Kyeyasubiza. Mpuga, with the help of the Katikkiro of Uganda, who brokered the deal that saw him meeting Mr. Museveni, who compromised him with 700 Ugandan million shillings to forego activities of Walk to Work. And upon getting that money, that's when Walk to Work activities paralyzed. Okay? In Uganda, because they were based in Uganda. Today, we are now talking about the 500 million he was compromised within the parliament, not to say anything evil about that parliament. We don't know what went on. We don't know what Mpuga met within that parliament, in that it required Anita Among, a state agent, to compromise him with all that huge chunks of money. But at a time when the doctors are complaining of little pay, okay, at a time when our LSA facilities are in a dire LSA situation, okay, so we need to understand who Mpuga is working for, okay. There is agents here who are defending him to the teeth, but if at all it has taken Bobi Wine to publicly put Mpuga in order, I don't see the reason as to why he attaches himself to Buganda. I don't see the reason as to why Mpuga you are attaching yourself to the Kabaka of Buganda. For Maiga, we know very well Maiga is political. Maiga is political. If you know the history of Maiga, his sister, Maiga's sister called Naziri, was murdered by Furonasa way back in the 70s. She was a Furonasa operative. Museveni took care of Maiga ever since the death of his sister, Naziri. She was based at Makerere University by then.
Comrade.
That's when Museveni took care of Maiga. He pampered him up to Mengo. And Maiga's major aim at Mengo was to fail Mengo.
Mr. Lukwa.
Maiga, yes.
Yeah, so for some of the things, I am a no comment kind of person. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, as this EU Uganda Business Forum is scheduled to start the 5th this month, obviously, today is the 2nd. Happy New Month to you all. Yeah, so what are your thoughts, you know, because the continued abduction of our brothers and sisters that are missing. Miss Kemkisha is missing, one of the counselors, and Nasif, and of course many brothers and sisters have been abducted. They are missing, and those that are in illegal detention for over 3 years. And now you tell us about this EU Uganda forum. Do they not see any of the stuff that is happening on ground? Do they not have an office? Because I believe the embassies, what is the role of an embassy anyway? They do have staff that are on ground in Uganda. They cannot tell us they are not aware of the gross human rights violations. What are your thoughts on this EU Uganda Business Forum? That is
okay. Can I conclude my earlier submission within 1 minute? Then I answer your question.
No problem.
I humbly ask. Yeah. Yes. So today Mpuga has been on CBS, and I don't know why CBS, whenever Mpuga comes up with political blunders, they asked him to do image control. He has attacked Bobi Wine publicly, that he understands Bobi Wine's history, in a way that even if they are aware of his bad history, they rendered to work with him. Mpuga, no one needs you in any UP. You would understand the political terrain and resign from any UP, rather than encompassing disorder within the National Unity Platform. Because we know very well Museveni sent you to any UP to fail it. And you have failed because you exhibit no national character figures. So, my sister, going to your question, European Union, they are called development partners per se. Those are development what? Partners. All along, whenever I've happened to interact with you, I've made it clear to you that those are the backbone. Such multilateral institutions and organizations are the backbone of Museveni's overstay in power. Okay? Actually, they front human rights and democratic lectures as the basis upon which they give aid to these global South countries. But for as long as these autocratic leaders like Museveni and Kagame do bolster their selfish interest, no, they care less. Now look at these Ugandans who were murdered on 18th and 19th November 2020. I saw European Union officials using it as a bargaining chip with Museveni. With Museveni. Now we have a problem of land disputes in Uganda, land grabbing. Now at a time of this land grabbing, European Union gave Museveni a grant to change the land tenure system in eastern and northern Uganda. That's why you are seeing the upper what? Land disputes. People being killed with the help of the army. That is European Union at play. So with all of that inconsistency and dishonesty, since many of you Ugandans are within those European countries, it is incumbent upon you to reach out to them, write to them officially that we understand what you are doing, but stop blindfolding us. Okay? They are in the same bed with Museveni. Whenever Museveni tries to veer off from his interest, that's when they try to cohabit with some leaders of opposition in their way to let Museveni know that if we veer off from our interest, we are going to bring Bobi Wine per se. We are going to bring Besigye per se. So that must stop. We need to make it clear to them that we are tired of your dishonesty and inconsistency. Thank you so much, Madam Douglas.
Again, I'm muted. Thank you so much for your submission for that. And yes, comrades, it is our duty to really speak on what is happening in Uganda. And Mr. Lukwago, don't only talk about people in the West or people in the EU or UK or wherever to speak up, people in the diaspora, because people on ground as well, we have to cleverly find a way of taking action and speaking up, because let us not, I don't want to use the word comfortable because I know it's a bit risky for you. So, but we have to find clever ways of handling the matter. Otherwise, this dictator is here to stay if we do not collectively take action. Thank you so much, brother. Yes, okay, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on taking action. Maybe I'll come back to you. Let's hear from someone.
No, there is something I want to respond to. I want to respond within a nutshell.
Okay.
Yes, you've talked about Uganda is also being active. Actually, we are doing our level best. Only that we are suffering from this Museveni media hegemony. You know what it means?
Yes.
The kind of media we have, the mainstream media, is being paid to promote the Museveni narration. So this social media is just a new phenomenon. You understand that? So not all Ugandans have access to it. There are a few who uses it, are using it for leisure. You get that? Entertainment, TikTok. I have here people I live with. They are always on TikTok watching entertainment videos. So we need to find the way, how can we lure them into using that social media phenomenon as a tool for advocacy. You get that? So we have that problem of the media hegemony, where the private media and the public media are only being put in a way of promoting the Museveni narration. So let us devise a way how Ugandans can be mobilized to use. Like now they are using the Ugandan Parliament exhibition. I salute Dr. Jimmy Spire, Agatha. Now like you, Madam Docas. I like the way you are doing it. That's the way forward. So if we get like very many Docases, very many Jimmy Spire, Agatha, Toko, because that parliamentary exhibition has put an end to Mpugazi Ujinga, politics of deception. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for your submission. Yes, I see Banasula, and I think Nabiyanda, Honorable Nabiyanda, you come in, but let's take Mr. Banasula, Mr. Lukwago. You no comment.
Exactly, it has put an end.
Yes.
Yes, Am I there?
Yes, good to see you, brother. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine, and you? How fine? How are you? How are you, comrades? Where you are? Good morning, good noon, where you are? Let me start the headline with you, comrade Docus. You put up both the EU, Uganda, EU, whatever business. I call it nonsense because when these people they are seeing whatever is going on in our motherland Uganda, the genocide, the human abuses, and each and every human rights violations are going on, and still they don't care. They pretend as if they see nothing going on in Uganda. I see these people with the top upgraded hypocrisy, and my brothers and sisters, fellow citizens, I'm telling you, this body are not going to give up on sponsoring atrocities in our motherland Uganda. The EU, the European Union, hypocrites, is not going to stop until we, the owners of our motherland Uganda, wake up and take the fight, and we take our peaceful fight on the streets of our motherland Uganda. It's the only solution that we use in order to get rid of this hypocrisy. This way they will never come up and put a fight. I mean, and set us a fight against the dictatorship of Museveni and terrorism of Museveni in Uganda and region plus Africa as a whole. We need to do something with Ugandans because that violations, the human rights that are going on in Uganda, they affect us. They don't affect these European Union ones. They don't. It doesn't affect them at all. It affects we, the Ugandans. We know that we will go through. We know the abuses we go through. It's we put a fight on our streets of our motherland and put an end to the hypocrisy of the European Union and to dictatorship and terrorism of Museveni and his family. So Ugandans, I just want to thank who go on the streets of those countries wherever you are and protest and show the world the amount of human rights abuses that are being sponsored by those people, those Western countries. Salute you. Please don't give up. The fight is on. As a mass, we have to liberate ourselves. We have to liberate our motherland Uganda, no matter what. Whichever human rights abuses that Museveni does on us, it must empower us. It must empower us. It must give us strength to be focused on this struggle. Another thing I can't really miss to talk about is the hypocrisy in our so-called elite leaders. The thing is really, it's someone who doesn't really get pain when these people, they are doing whatever they are doing against our will. He must be real, he must check him or herself and ask him or herself whether he is real, a true Ugandan.
Comrade,
we are suffering.
If you
yes, please.
Please, comrade, I'm going to mute everyone. Apologies, I forgot to let you know. 3 o'clock, we have a moment of silence. Let's
taxpayers' monies. Imagine those three, the NRM goons, they are commissioners. It's only Mpuga on that list with 500 million. The rest they got 400. Are those 4 NRM goons were they leaders of opposition to be awarded the 400 million? Or is Mpuga a commissioner that he is part of? I mean, that he was a commissioner that he is part of NRM group. You see, this body are playing us. This body are playing on our lives. This body are playing on the blood that has been shed by our comrades and our people who are rotting in jails. This is unfair. It's unfair. I just want to ask our president, His Excellency the president of our mother in Uganda, to take the responsibility of vice presidents in Uganda away from Mpuga, and also the responsibility of commissioner away from Mpuga, because this is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. This body are really exposing to us. We are teaching young people. We are teaching young people that please, everyone needs to be responsible. How can such person whom could be an example disgrace us the way he has done it? I just want to thank CBS that he has given Mpuga a chance to expose himself, because we have really discovered a lot of evidence in his line where he has been moving up and down as leader of opposition and up to now when he is the commissioner. And I just want to also some other TV stations and radio stations to give him a chance, because the more he talks, the more he gets clothes off his body, and you see right what is inside him. Thank you so much, comrades. Stay well, everyone, wherever you are. Let's go keep up the fight. We shall overcome.
Thank you so much. No submission. However, on some of the issues, I am a no comment sort of, because Mr. Mpuga and the NUP Secretariat or NUP is not here to, to speak to us about that. So I prefer to, be a no comment sort of, yeah. But thank you so much for your submission on that. Yes, comrades, this EU-Uganda Business Summit is set to start on the 5th. What are your views? How do you propose to welcome your guests, your EU guests, those that are on ground in Uganda? And what should we do, or what should we have been doing? Because we've been having a campaign of protesting and saying they should prioritize our human rights. And of course, trade should be secondary. Yes, Comrade Mimi, please do come in and speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Dorcas. I'm gonna say briefly about. I know it's a no comment thing on Honorable Mpuga. On me, but I'm not going to talk about it, that go in depth or whatever. But I want us to talk as us, the struggle. What is the use of us trying to be, because this is one of our most important roles. This Honorable has been, he had an important role in this struggle. So to me, it's more of him reflecting on the actions of whatever he has done. And at the same time, understanding that it has to teach us that we as leaders, we should know that anything we do individually does not only impact us, you as an individual who does that, but it impacts that whole people who are fighting for freedom for Ugandans. So to me, the message is for him to reflect on what he did, because he knows what he did. And also as for these other leaders, for us to learn that anything that is handed down to you by this government, they have an intention behind it. you know. An intention is not for free. So that is the learning lesson. But for him, Mr. Mpuga has to reflect and do the noble things because he knows. And all these wherever people, these media houses is going, know that he has to understand that these people, anything he says, they are going to do it upside down. So, but for us is to, what do we learn out of it? I think that's where we should focus than, you know, focusing on the wrong things he has done. What do we learn as leaders? What do we learn? So going to the EU thing, Ugandans, anything that comes into our country, what is the benefit of that to you as a Ugandan? And why do we have to say we are quiet? All these things that are coming to Uganda, everything that is coming is benefiting someone, not Ugandans. They say, oh, we want investors to come. Have you ever seen a report of any investors that have come in Uganda and the parliament or whatever finances this factory they put here, this investor has produced this? They are taking lands, they take lands away from Uganda, that's Uganda property. They give them to these investors. What is the profit of you as a Ugandan, EU coming into Uganda? Because all the tenders that are fixing, all the people who are building this, are buying these lands and constructing hotels and whatever, business, whatever, they are for them. Uganda does not, you as a Ugandan do not profit anything. Some people will argue, oh, they are bringing employment. How many of the investors have come, have Ugandans been employed? Those are the questions we should ask ourselves, and we need to stand up and protest and make, like as we stood up on the airport thing, the whole country, let us also stand up and say, what is the benefit of this EU coming in us to you as an average Ugandan? You know, it's not about, we have so many hotels. Why would they want to build another hotel or conference room like local people go and have conferences, you know? So these are the things we always have to ask ourselves. So yeah, these are the things we have to ask ourselves as Ugandan, and let that one Ugandan know, because the problem, we do not communicate. We can get on these platforms, but when you get it, tell somebody they are bringing EU here. But let us say something, you know, what is EU going to benefit us? Ask that LLC, ask that member of parliament. If the EU is coming to you, they cannot even allow you to go there where it is. You are local vendor, they cannot allow you to go there. They have their own chosen local vendors. These are the things we have to talk about. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know how the hosting rolled over because I actually my mic was muted. Right. So it's about time I reclaimed the host. Joseph, could you actually touch on my handle, this handle, and make me host again? Because I don't know how it rolled. Or at least make me co-host. Because when I mute, I'm unable to unmute. I don't know how that has happened. Thank you so much, Sister Mimi, for that. Great. Okay, so Joseph, I will, oh yeah, your co-host. I don't know how that happened, really. It switched. Thanks, sis. I'm not being awkward, but yes, thanks for your submission. Dr. Daniel, good to see you. We salute you for your work at State Department. I actually have a video that I had wanted to share with us, comrades. It's important for us to continue amplifying our voices. And yes, I think let's listen to Doctor while I sort out the technical issues.
Oh,
sorry. Oh, sorry. That is something else.
Greetings, fellow Ugandans and friends of Uganda, as well as advocates for change. I would like to start by thanking the U.S. government, particularly the State Department, for always opening their doors to our team, especially those who are advocating for change in Uganda, to discuss with them about the foreign policy of the United States, particularly some of the bilateral relations and some of the actions and policies the United States is engaging Uganda with. Our purpose for this visit today was to follow up on our ongoing petition that we have before the State Department. And our petition is focused on a number of issues. Some of them we cannot publicly talk about, but one of the key highlights today was to continue to talk about the continued abduction and forced disappearance of Ugandan civilians, particularly those from the opposition. Recently we saw a councillor, Sharon Kamugisha, who was abducted and is still missing in Uganda, among other advocates for change in Uganda. We made it clear that we want the United States to scrutinize the situation in Uganda, the human rights situation. We still have many Ugandans who are languishing under military detention, civilians who are being charged before the court-martial, which is unconstitutional. We have over 18 Ugandans who are still missing for over 4 years, among other issues which were tackled, including regional security, especially in the Congo area, the economy in Uganda. We saw what's going on with accountability in our parliament exhibit, among others, such as foreign aid, PEPFAR, and other foreign aid missions which are being conducted in Uganda. So our focus today was to follow up to make sure that we hold the United States accountable, to make sure we get answers to some of the situations that are happening on the ground, and also continue that push to make sure that the United States is not sponsoring the oppression of the Ugandan people. We are very grateful once again to the United States for continuing to welcome us, to open their doors, allowing us to challenge them on the policies that they have in Uganda, on making sure that taxpayers' money from the United States is not being used to oppress the Ugandan people. And once again, we call on the Ugandan government to release all political prisoners. We call on the Ugandan government to stop trying civilians under military court-martial. And we call on good governance and democracy in our country. As a diaspora, we're not going to stop knocking on the door until justice is served. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you all.
Thank you. That was Dr. Daniel. For those that are seeing Dr. Daniel for the first time, that is our leader for the diaspora. Yes, thank you so much, Doctor, for that. Yes, about Mpuga, Sister Mimi, before I got muted, it is important, obviously, to hold our leaders accountable. So for me, not having a comment doesn't mean that I'm not holding him accountable, but I sort of feel like that is beyond my scope for today's discussion. Navianda, Joseph, if you bear with me, let Honorable Navianda come in for a few minutes, and then you pick up after him. Yes, Comrade Navianda, what are your thoughts? I know you did want to speak on Mpuga issues. Please do come in. And then, Joseph, you pick up the mic after him. Thank you.
Hello, Dorcas. I might still need some 5 minutes, then I'm going to return and speak.
No problem. Okay, Reggie, please do come in. Joseph, you will come in because I sort of wanted you to pick the mic after these guys. Yes, Reggie.
Yes, Dorcas. What is happening is that you are so busy and you got tired, so you're pressing wrong buttons.
Oh, and
it's okay, it's understandable. We know you've been working so hard.
Not really. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe he's catching up with me, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, so concerning this European Union funding, I believe in one way there's something we forgot, which was our weapon during the struggle and during that democratic process that was robbed of us, and at the bar of the gun. I think this is the time when what happened to that BBC video that was exposing Museveni, because I believe these people, the friends of the dictators, today are beginning to feel comfortable to associate with a dictator because there's an element that we have left out that we should have continued hammering home, and that is the fact that they robbed our victory. This is the time we should be playing that BBC video when Ugandans, young, old, women, men, young ladies, food vendors, I mean, were shot by snipers, government snipers on police vehicles around the city, just because Ugandans were expressing dissatisfaction of being robbed of an election at the barrel of the gun. The BBC explicitly brought that video out and showed the evil that this Museveni is. I don't know where that that video disappeared, but this would be the time, because that hit the point home and it scared these friends of dictators from publicly associating with this evil man. You saw that prosecutor standing with Museveni at the world scene, mocking humanity, knowing the blood that is on this man's hand in the region. We need to start playing that video and throw it in their face and continue calling them friends of dictators. Number two, them funding, they are the ones who benefit. Museveni has created a narrative. Remember how Museveni used to say that there's nobody in Uganda that has a vision except him? There are things like that he kept on saying to diminish the relevancy and value of Ugandans at the international level. So these European and Western world and the United States also continue the narrative that we, blacks in the region of Eastern Central Africa and Africa as a whole, do not deserve the good things that are there, that we are so stupid, we cannot get the resources that we have and add value to them. So they have a right to create means of coming and basically conniving with people like Museveni to loot. You know what's happening in Congo? You see Museveni getting our money to go to Congo to build roads. What is happening today? They are being chased out of there. So what happened to that money? You know? They know this. They are accomplices to what is happening in Congo. They are accomplices to what is happening in the region. You have white supremacists within this European Union. They just hate black people. And this, they are just happy to do it. And any system that oppresses and destroys Black people, and especially Ugandans, they are very happy, you know. So while Museveni is progressing and advancing his thirst to make one tribe overall over other tribes, these people are also benefiting by looting us and also feeding into their narrative of hate. White supremacism is very alive. There are white supremacists that are just afraid of Black people. And anything that participates into oppressing us Blacks, they are very happy to participate. So let's not think that we are dealing with allies. No, we just have to create systems that call them out, systems that name shame them, systems that throw them out of the world so that everybody sees who these real people are. So we need to continue looking in that area, and let's not give up, hammering the point home. We need to bring that BBC video back, and we just get a day or a week and play it all over social media and anywhere, so that, yes, they remember that they are the scums of this world. So, yeah. Back to you, Dorcas.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your submission, Reginald. Yes, I don't know if Nabianda, you're coming in now, and then we'll have Joseph feedback on all the submissions. Thank you. Yes, Comrade Nabianda, please speak to us. And then Dr. Nico, by the way, was meant to come in and speak on their demonstration. However, if somebody is there from Netherlands, please do step in and speak to us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And kindly confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, but not see you. Is that intentional?
Yeah, it's intentional because I'm in a tunnel.
Okay. There you
Yeah.
are. To see you. Don't worry. Yeah, you can go off camera if you're not comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. But first and foremost, I want to appreciate you, Dorcas. For the past 3 years, and everybody, the team at Uganda is bleeding for sacrificing and organizing this online platform to demonstrate our disgruntlement in the regime and to demand for accountability. Secondly, I also want to thank everybody that is tuning in to this conversation from wherever they are, because it's a busy time of the year and a lot of responsibilities, but you spare time to contribute to the struggle. First and foremost, I want to begin with Banasula. He calls them friends of the dictator. And as speaking on the space on Wednesday by Uganda is Bleeding, and I asked someone who was criticizing, I think it was Ellen Prezo. I don't know if Ellen Prezo is here, but I said to Ellen Prezo that it is wrong of him to criticize people exercising their freedom of expression, or people coming to assemble, or people forming an association when he was speaking in regards to the newly formed Holy Alliance in Uganda. That we cannot abuse, or we cannot restrict any Ugandan from exercising this right. But of course, we should criticize the spirit under which it is formed. And I told him that, of course, you are saying that these people are opportunists and what and what and what. And I said to him, how sure are you they are not opportunists? Or how sure are you they are genuine? Of course, that depends to them. The same thing I want to tell you, how sure are you that the European Union is interested in you being liberated? Or how sure are you the European Union is genuinely causing support or rendering support to the third world countries for them to get liberated, or for them to get at the same level of democracy as powerful as they are? I think We need a genuine conversation around that. One time, I was with a friend who is a member at the European Parliament, and we met the Foreign Affairs Minister of Germany. And these guys were bragging for having managed successfully 2 wars. And this is one of the things they were planning to put in their re-election campaigning manifestos. To me, and I said it to them because I have a big mouth, I do not keep quiet. I said it to them that I think you people use us third world countries or poor countries for accountability to your voters or people that give you taxes, that this is how you are using their taxes. And to me, I want to say to you that however much the European Union is rendering all these trainings, how much the European Union is giving in all this support we see that they give through the non-government organizations, I want to say this is to fulfill their manifestos, their agendas, and now the task is on our side to first and foremost ask ourselves good questions. How can we also put these superpowers into check? Today we are talking about Sharon Kemigisha. Sharon Kemigisha was a participant in one of the named conferences. As the country, we refused to, as a party, right before and even now, we refused to send any participant into this thing called there is one by the IRI for the youth, Sumania Inter-Party Youth Structure, that is a reflection of the iPod. Then there is this named training fellowship that has been there for 7 months. And Sharon is an activist who we have worked with, and this is how I actually want to use this opportunity as well to honor him. Many of you that do not know, Sharon has been one of the people that have been providing LC1 letters to all suspects that we have been having, or all protesters we have been having at Buganda Road Court. One of the simple people, or one of the quick people you can call is Sharon and tell her, Sharon, I need letters for sureties. And Sharon will be there. Sharon, I need sureties. And Sharon will tell you, I have focal shifra. So she has been doing a very good job away from the frontline activism she has been doing. And for me, I think the dictator realized this, and this is why Sharon is missing today. But the point I was making before I really honored and appreciated Sharon's work is Sharon was a participant in a named program, therefore qualifying her as a beneficiary of a named program. That means that her security, her status should have increased, or her status to participate into these diplomatic international opportunities must have grown. Docas, are you saying something?
No, it's that are going off, sorry.
Oh, okay, fine. So should have increased from the time before she participated in NIMD. But if a beneficiary of NIMD, a Netherlands founded or Netherlands-based NGO funding this program in Uganda or conference in Uganda is missing today, it is high time we appreciate what Dr. Nico did in Netherlands. NIMD is planning other conferences to traverse the country. They are going to Western Uganda, they are going to Northern Uganda, they are going to other parts of the country, and the mobilization is already on. How can we start civil disobedience, disruptive actions of their work so that they know that, okay, if we do not talk about this, the activists are going to come and storm our meetings here as diplomatic engagements here, and they're going to disrupt our work. So for me, that's one of the way forwards we need to, I need to propose when we are checking these international bodies or allies or friends of the dictator that are in Uganda. Then secondly, the other issue I wanted to talk about is I am one of the people that have been roasted for saying that we should not only look at Mpuga as an individual for what happened, because what Imbuga did is he practiced institutionalized corruption, institutionalized misappropriation. There is a technique Museveni has employed in public institutions of Uganda that money is going to be stolen both through bribe, through the usual corruption ways we know, misallocation, misappropriation, but money is also going to be stolen by procedurally grounded institutional ways. As commissioners, or the Parliamentary Commission has powers to decide what salary who shall get, or what salary any worker shall get. And the same commission is responsible for the welfare of all members of parliament in Uganda and well-being of parliament, its parliamentary staff. The same commission is established by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and established by a parliamentary act, which is situated by the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. What am I trying to say? This is what I'm trying to say. What Imbuga did, he did not take, or he did not steal the normal ways, or he did not use this opportunity the normal ways. Why am I saying so? He exercised the opportunity, exercised his mandate as a commissioner or a member to sit this, and a deal was brought, even though he's a lawyer and he's aware that there is a Supreme Court decision that says blah, 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 blah. He said, okay, we can overlook that through administrative procedure. You saying Imbuga take back the money is not going to stop a new leader of opposition from negotiating his share, because this procedure has been established. This happened 2 years ago when Imbuga had just become leader of opposition. But ask yourself a question. Had we not had the exhibition, could we know that Imbuga had these engagements and yesalideko mutemwa omunene oba ogusinga ku kinene? Of course, no. We couldn't, meaning any other leader of opposition now is calculating whether it will be Senyonyi, whether it will be myself, whether it will be who, and they're saying the cameras are on me. How can I go about this? Of course, I'm not going to steal, but I can use the administrative procedures. And now you're going to see a bill prepared, and it's being brought before Parliament, because now they know that the world knows they need to ground this so that it becomes a benefit of the opposition. So for me, I think it would be important for us as the opposition, as we exercise democracy, transparency, and ask Imbuga to resign and step down as a commissioner of parliament, we go the extra mile of tasking our shadow finance minister, Semujunganda, at an institutional level or institutionally based level, to work with the new commissioner and the LOP so that they can develop a good financial auditory or a good plan to see how best can we block, can we trim any window of anybody allocating themselves such sums of money. So for me, it is an important discussion at that level. But at this level, we can only call out Imbuga, name and shame Imbuga, but we have not blocked Solomon, we have not blocked Docas, we have not blocked Kauma, we have not blocked Lukwago, we have not blocked anyone that is going to come after Imbuga. And lastly, as I step off, because I've over-talked, is how the other way we can also counteract the EU Uganda Business Conference. Sometime back, we had a plan with Dr. Nico of staging demonstrations during this exhibition. And we did one on 17th January this year. And the other plan was supposed to be based in Uganda, but for some security reasons, we said, okay, let's call this off and maybe plan it at a future time. I think this is a high time we need to sit down as the diaspora, as the NUP diaspora chapter, as activists in the diaspora, working with any other activists, because we have friends like Dr. Stella Nyanzi, the Kakwenzas, and others that are in the diaspora but are not affiliated to the National Unity Platform, but are contributing, are building, are laying a stone on the liberation struggle of our country. We map out the partners in this conversion. We know, okay, this is the partner. Their office is located here. We get a date. We stage global, continental demonstrations in Europe, in Germany, Netherlands, Austria, whatsoever country you can think of, and so that they can feel the pressure, but not only demonstrations, but also writing to them and demonstrating to them the pressure and urgency to address this. Thank you so much, Dorcas, and I beg to give back the microphone to you.
Thank you so much.
Byebyo mubiwulira ndowooza awo wetuli wetutuuse eggwanga lyaffe tulina okusitukiramu okusobola okulaba nti nno ate tulizza ku luguudo otuve tulina okukwata obuyinza budde mu ngalo zaffe ffe bannayuganda kuba General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni obuyinza bwa bannayuganda yabuwamba ku mudumu gw'emmundu era byayagala ye byakola so si ebyo biyamba n'okutaasa bannansi wabula ebitaasa ye yafa ku bibye wabula si ku bannayuganda kati nno mulimu gwaffe okukola bino n'ebisingawo okusobola okulaba nga tutaasa eggwanga lyaffe. Baagala nnyo mwena abaliko mwebali kubaako Omukama Katonda nsaba bankuumire tujja kuba tuddamu mwera.